Today, I will not be surprised if you see the governor of Nairobi at the flag of the World Rally Championship at KICC. Because I am sure that is where he's going to be. He prioritizes Shere over this parliamentary business.
So my point is, we fine 500,000 and then we issue other summons. When he fails, we will fine again and then cause for him to be arrested. It says that whereas a witness is invited or summoned to appear and fail to do so, there are serious consequences on that. This is nothing but contempt of this committee. Last week there was an excuse that Governor Sakaja stated that he had not received the information on time and he needed to go to a burial. Now, I don't know, before I proceed further, how were the summons delivered to his office? Because Sakaja will state that he has not received those summons. So maybe before we proceed any further, can the Secretariat tell us and give us copies of the summon and explain to this committee how they deliver the summons to the witness? I want to remind, okay, but proceed first.
So before I invite the Secretariat, is there another member who wants to say something so that the Secretariat can then respond at once?
Chair, I think it is important for the question that has been raised by Olekina to be sorted out first, because this is the habit of the governor is to say he did not see those summons. I know who Patrick Akivaga is. I think he's the acting county secretary. And let's clear that question from Olekina first.
Yes, our legal counsel, can you now take over from there?
Through the chair, the summons were processed through the clerk, and the summons were delivered by our legal clerk, and affidavit of service is there to show that they were actually delivered to his office.
Then, because it appears that there is a certificate of service, I think for us is to revert back to our Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act and also Article 125 of the Constitution. And this time around, Mr. Chairman, for this committee to be taken seriously, we have to follow those two sections of legislations to the letter. We even have the power to call for a witness to be arrested. So I think it's about time that we exercise our powers, because this committee must be respected. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other member? Yes, Abbas.
Chair, I think as rightly said by the Olekina, I think this will be the fourth time the governor has failed to respond or come. So I think we need to follow appropriate measures to be taken against the governor, as will be agreed by all members.
No.
Yeah, Chair, it is actually more than the fourth time. I believe we started this inquiry over a month ago. Mr. Chair, the CS for Energy has appeared before this committee. The Director for EPRA has appeared before this committee. NEMA has appeared before this committee. For us to be able to close this inquiry, the only missing link is the county government of Nairobi. So I would have no other recourse than to proceed in the manner in which the law provides. You find the governor of Nairobi in accordance with the Parliamentary Privileges and Powers Act.
Members, I want to draw your attention to the contents of the summons. If you open in your file, you'll find it in these summons, or to produce the documentation required by the committee. Then one, the committee may impose upon you a fine not exceeding 500,000 shillings, or may order for your arrest pursuant to section 19/1 and /3, respectively, of the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act of 2017. And the two, You may also be guilty of an offense in terms of section 27/1/A/Roman 1 and /C/Roman 2, respectively, of the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act 2017, for which you shall be liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 200,000 shillings or to an imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months or to both such a fine and imprisonment. So that caution contains the various possibilities that on the governor. Legal counsel.
Through the chair, as per my inquiry, I was advised that we've always issued, when the governor is not there, we've always given the acting county secretary or the county secretary to receive the summons on behalf of the governor.
So you're confirming that he was served?
Yes.
Good.
Just read the section relating to summons, whether there is a requirement for personal service.
Sorry?
Read the section
Yes.
relating to summons, just to confirm whether there is a requirement for personal service.
Okay. That is section 19(1), procedure if the witness fails to appear. Where a witness summoned does not appear or appears but fails to satisfy the relevant House of Parliament or committee, the relevant House or committee may impose upon the witness such fine not exceeding 500,000 shillings, having regard to witness condition in life and all the circumstances of the case.
So there is no provision on service?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Chair, where there is no legal requirement, is there a...
There
Okay.
is section 18(4). The summons shall be served by a member of staff or police officer who is duly authorized by the clerk by delivering a copy of the summons to the person mentioned in the summons or at the person's usual or last known place of residence, employment or business, or left to the person who is over the age of 18 years and who resides or is employed at that place.
Then that is clear, Chair. Yeah.
Then in that case,
Perfect. So members, the governor was properly served. So next step is, what do we do? Olekina?
I think the first thing we do is to fine the governor the maximum of 500,000, which he has to pay through his pocket or through his own personal account. I know it might be cheap for governors who are now buying houses in Dubai, of course using public funds, but we need to fine and summon. And then, if he doesn't appear the second time, fine, and then also now try to use this, maybe the police, to compel the witness to appear here. And I think we can be able to do that. So we have to do the extreme, because it's ridiculous. This guy has got no mercy. He has got no sympathy for the people who were affected. And he is allegedly the governor of Nairobi, you know, who should actually care for everyone who is affected by this issue. So my point is, we fine 500,000, and then we issue other summons. When he fails, we will fine again, and then cause for him to be arrested.
Chair, there's a point that we made at the last meeting, that it is actually a legal requirement that parliamentary business must be prioritized. The last time the governor was telling us, and he delivered a letter here at 8 a.m., just a few minutes before the meeting started, telling us that he was going for a burial. And we actually confirmed between myself and the Member of Parliament for Embakasi East that we were going for that same burial. But we came to the committee first, executed our business at Parliament, and joined the governor at that same funeral, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair. Today, I will not be surprised if you see the governor of Nairobi at the flag of the World Rally Championship at KICC, because I am sure that is where he's going to be. He prioritizes Shere over this parliamentary business. That flag off is scheduled for 11 a.m. There was nothing to stop him from appearing here. I'm just speculating because I am sure I will see him there. There's nothing to stop him. I'm sure even the president who's going to do the flagging off is doing something before 11, you know. So parliamentary business for this governor has always taken a second, seat, a back seat. For him, it is not a priority. This is why I'm in agreement with my colleagues that you need to impose the fine, first of all, and resummon him. And Chair, if then he doesn't appear again, we will impose further fine.